Okay, well, we'll go ahead and officially call our meeting to order at 4:18. We'll note that Ms. Hobbs and Ms. Gherkin are running, or not Ms. Gherkin, Ms. Hill. Ms. Gherkin is with us. Ms. Hill is running a few minutes behind, so they will they will be joining us here. So we'll go ahead and move into our approval of the agenda. If everyone wants to take a look at our agenda today, it is a short agenda, so if you want to take a look, it's just the very first page. And then we'll take a motion in a second.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Bowers.
Second.
Second by Ms. Gherkin. See, she is here. All in favor of approving our agenda for today, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item is the approval of minutes from previous meetings. There are two sets of minutes to approve. The first one is from our regular meeting on February 20th. So if you want to take a second to look at that, and then we'll take a motion and a second to approve.
Make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Bowers,
Second.
second by Ms. Lane. Any discussion? All in favor of approving our minutes from February 20th, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item is to approve the minutes from our March 14th special meeting. This is a short one. You will note the one that's in the agenda, I did have Kelly add a little bit about just what our official recommendation was. So that's going to be in the official one. It didn't make it in the digital copy. So we have a motion to approve.
Emily's here.
Motion by Ms. A, second by Ms. Russell. All in favor of approving our minutes from March 14th, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, the next item on our agenda is the good news report. Since the last time we met, we had our 4th and 5th grade Ice Center field trip, which was awesome. It was great to see the kids. We didn't have any injuries. Everyone survived. Everyone had a great time. We were very shocked with how good some of the kids were, that we weren't really expecting to be as good. Students that come from different countries, that come from warmer climates that you would not have thought would be great at ice skating. We're phenomenal at ice skating. We had our book fair week.
Awesome.
We had made a lot of money and sold a lot of great books for kids. We had our donuts with grown-ups event, which was a lot of fun. We had lots of extra donuts, so I ate a lot of those. We had our Booster-thon fundraiser and fun run, where we raised almost $30,000 for our PTA. 5th grade went to BizTown. We had our Future Eagle enrollment night. I think we had 30 families attend that. But they had great questions. I got great feedback from the community about the things we're doing. We had our buddy classrooms, and then we had our EL Easter egg hunt. And we have 8 days till spring break. Yay! Any other items to celebrate today?
I had a great day.
Okay. Kelly had a great day.
I did not.
Okay, and moving on.
I cleaned the toilet.
I would have rather.
Are there, the microphone is on. Are there any public comment items today?
I have so many comments.
Okay. I think there's a blue chair somewhere.
There's one right here, Molly. All right, I'm gonna sit in between.
Yeah.
Miss A and Emily. Say, please. Cozy in.
Yep. Okay, so we'll move into the next part, which is just an update on our planning process for school improvement. We're continuing in our professional development planning phase. We were working on our professional learning plan, and we will have that ready for SBDM to review at the next meeting. So that will be coming up. The next item on our agenda is to review our budget reports. You have the Munis and the school activity funds. We are working on closing these out for the school year, so I will let you take a second to review.
They still have a certain amount you can carry over.
Yes, we can carry over $7,255 into next school year, which is 10% of our current allocation.
Just want y'all to know, I did not spend over my budget somehow or another.
That-
That was not me.
They are what got put in there is the keyboards and those things just fall.
I know, but I just want everybody to know that Lane is not overspending.
Yes.
We believe you.
And we're trying to figure out why if you remember, the district put into effect this year that we don't have to do budget transfers, they just do them for us, but they're not doing them like in a timely fashion. So we look like we're negative in so many areas because we're just waiting on money for them to move it around. And like the building operations on page 2, that's $6,000 in the negative, but we don't pay any of that because that is for the Glendower Basketball League, where they work after school. That comes out of district money. So
Can we do well off that out of curiosity?
we make zero.
So how do they use the school within the school?
The
district?
district makes money, but we don't, because they say that they take care of it.
Even like James Lane Allen, like that's another school they play basketball.
Uh-huh.
A lot.
Yeah, they fund it, they pay the district for utilities. So
Even
nothing,
though we supply the custodian?
they pay the custodian,
Okay.
but they don't pay, like school sees zero.
But it doesn't cost us anything.
Doesn't cost us anything like it,
But still, like. it would be
other than
nice
wear
if
and
you're
tear.
rating The gym essentially, you know?
Yeah.
It'd be nice to get a little kickback from that.
It is a good like a lot of people, when you hear you work at Glendower, they're like, oh, come here, back, look
Yeah.
at that, you know, so it
So
isn't.
there's
it's
some
not a bad
positives.
PR thing.
Yes.
Although now people are like, all these basketball, and all these elementary schools, why don't you have a basketball team? I'm like, because we host Glendover basketball. Like, we
Mhm.
can't
Yeah,
do-
it's supposed
like
to.
that's
Yeah.
their
They
help.
can do
that-
both.
Yeah, like it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
That's what I always say. It's just like-
Yeah. So, and then additionally, you have our school activity fund. I will say that we have signed a contract with the YMCA for this summer for them to host an outdoor all sports camp for 4 weeks, where we're going to get the same cut that we're getting for our after school program. So we're going to, over the summer, we're going to continue to make money from the YMCA,
What part of the building are they using?
just the cafeteria and outside. Like it,
Can't wait.
and a cafeteria and gym. And gym is only if it's raining.
Okay.
They were trying to rent Shillito, and Shillito fell through. And so they came and asked us if we were interested. So it's 4 weeks.
Yeah.
It just like emails just went out to the community today about it. But it's open to anybody ages 6 through 12. And it's a full, like it's what, 7:30 to 4, I think.
Drop off is between 7:30 and 9, so kind of a loose drop off and then pick up by.
And so what did they just paid us 18,
They just
right?
paid us
So
18.
is
We'll
that how much
also,
we're gonna get?
we'll get a spring check, and then we get 50% of profits off of the summer. So. So we've got a 50-50 profit share with the Y. So
I
it's,
feel like it brings in a nice chunk of change. every
Mhm.
year.
yeah, it's just something. And so this is a great opportunity for us to continue to make those funds without having any responsibility.
Mhm.
And for the most part, they are outside.
Yeah,
So,
sounds good.
so yeah.
It's not the first time they've done that, and it's a good thing at least we benefit from it.
Uh-huh.
Because they posted summer camp.
Yeah.
So I've been here a really long
Uh-huh.
time. Why weren't we getting money all along?
Yeah, huh? Great question.
Okay.
I believe if I am being true and honest, I believe that money magically got paid to the district and has disappeared into district coffers previously. And then when we reopened after the pandemic, they started bringing checks to the school. And so the school, we were able to cash it. So that's how, yes. So that's where we stand financially. We're still in a very good state.
How is
So-
the YMCA program different from Glendover basketball?
That is just the after school program. So
Like the summer one?
the summer is just a sports camp, like they're
Yeah, like
they're
a summer
doing
Summer
basketball,
basketball.
tennis, soccer.
Using facilities. I don't
Yeah.
know that. I'm just wondering like.
That
why
one
is it different?
because
I don't know.
That is the deal that we have contracted with the YMCA. So the YMCA still, if they are using it when we don't have custodians, they have to fund the custodians because they're here when we have custodians. They don't have to pay for custodians because we are operating the building like normal.
Okay.
So where Glendover basketball, they have to pay for the facility on Saturdays and Sundays to utilize it, and they pay the custodians and pay all of those things. So, and then additionally with the Y, we've got a contract with them that we get 50-50 profit share.
Okay.
So I'm sure if we wanted to go down the route, I'm sure Glendover Basketball League would, I think they would sponsor or give us some of their monies, but they also function as a nonprofit. So they don't make,
Yeah, I
Where-
don't think Mickey Head makes any. money.
he does
No,
not.
he does
Yeah,
not.
So that's kind of where the Y is a true for profit. They're all about let's make the
Yeah,
money.
employees, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of,
Ed has ran Glendover basketball like as long as I've been alive.
Yeah.
And like always does it and.
So he's not making money, the coaches aren't making, I mean.
Yeah.
His
he's-
coaches are volunteers.
Yeah, so I think it is not for profit.
Yeah.
Where the Y is.
Okay, gotcha.
so, okay. So the next item is just a committee report. Our Student Success Committee is working on developing ideas for professional learning and moving with that. Okay. The next item on our agenda is we don't have any bylaws or policies to review. We don't have any old business. So our next item is our enrollment update. You will see here that when I ran this, let me preface that, when I ran this on Friday, kindergarten was the highest at 97. Fourth grade was the lowest at 55. Since I ran this, we have enrolled a third grader, 2 fourth graders, and a 5th grader. So we've gotten 4 new kids in the past 2 days.
Runners on my street just got kicked out, so we might get some more people.
It has been a crazy, like, I don't know what happened, but so that takes us up to 447. We do have a few families that have informed us that they'll be moving over spring break or going on extended trips. So that does kind of, it's an up and a down effect. So the next item is our staffing and hiring update. So continuing for this school year, we have our instructional paraeducator substitute position that is still open. So if anybody wants to talk to anybody about doing that, that's still open for that. Some positions that are currently open for next year. This one is not currently posted, but will be posting is for our preschool paraeducator. That's for the one that requires the child development associates. We currently have had that position vacant the entire school year this year and had subs filling in for that. So that will be opening coming soon. We do have these 3 positions have been posted as of yesterday morning. So we have a special education teacher for LBD that is posted. Miss Perry turned in her letter of resignation for next school year. So she won't be returning. So we will be hiring for that position. We will also be interviewing for the pass coach. Since we hired that mid-year, we made the decision to reopen that and just make sure we didn't miss any candidates. Not saying that we may not select the person who's currently in that role, but we just wanted the opportunity to relook at that. And then we do have 1 special education paraeducator position open that we will be looking to fill through that. So those are positions that are currently posted. The next round of postings, if we have any more vacancies will come on April 15th. But they let us post special education early because they're trying to beat every other county around us. So they want to see what we can get. Any questions on staffing? Okay, I did have our exit interview, so we are done. Books are closed. We'll find out about RTA in April. So, attendance update. The last couple weeks, we've been over 95%. I'm gonna say that's the Boosterthon. Boosterthon made kids want to come to school because they wanted to see all the things. I don't know if that's really the case, but we
They
had,
wanted the prize.
they wanted the prizes. We had been below 95% for the 5 weeks leading up to Boosterthon, and then Boosterthon starts and we've got great attendance. So
It's the good weather.
it's the good weather.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day on Thursday.
So, yes, so attendance has been kind of up and down, with it. We still trend above 95% on the whole. Okay. The next item on our agenda, see, we're flying. We're at 18 minutes now, guys, and we're almost to the end of this agenda. The next item on the agenda is our Section 6 budget. So this is what what we're proposing for the budget. Do you guys have that paper?
It looks like this.
Look, yes.
It's the last.
I don't know where Elizabeth went.
I'll just take it
Okay.
personally.
So, so what we're looking at is money can move wherever. This is just where we're going to initially allocate funds. So the grayed out area is our proposed budget in each area. For this school year, we have $45,760 available to allocate. So you can see the first one, we are recommending an allocation of $100 for awards. If you look at the fiscal year to the FY24 actual, that was as of Friday. So those aren't like end of year numbers. There's still things that are going to change in that column. So that's why that number is so much lower. But so we're proposing to put $100 in awards in the counseling office. Those are just this plaques that we order for promotion. Under library, we have $500 for general supplies, $5,000 for library books, $100 for supplies and technology. When you go down to principal's office, copier rental, I have increased that pretty dramatically this year because our color copying and our printing has been very high, just in general. Printing is up this year. And so, I mean, as you can see, as of Friday, we were already at $6,000 spent of our budget for this current year. So I'm proposing to increase that to $10,000. Worst case is if we get towards the end of the year, we have to get that we can use that money for something else. I just would feel more comfortable having.
Say, what if it's not enough?
If it's not, then we have to pull from other funds.
Okay.
Like if we go over, then we're pulling from our regular instruction funds to supplement
Okay.
those areas. And I promise I don't get any of this money. I wish we did. Principal's office, other printing, $100 for that. That's just for like school-wide posters if we order those, like the house posters, mission vision, anything like that. General supplies, $360 for the office. Contingency, we just keep $1,000 in contingency. We have never touched that money, but if something were to massively break, we at least have $1,000 sitting somewhere. Then when we go down to regular instruction, the certified substitute salary, we need to keep $1,500 in there. The reason for that is technically the district does not pay for subs for Read to Achieve, that the person in that grant. So we technically have to pay for it. I have just been putting other codes on forms and having the district pay for it this year. And no one has said anything. And so I'm going to keep doing that.
Let's do that.
But
That's
so that's, I want to keep that money there, but just in case someone comes back and says, well, you got to do it. So, then when we look at other professional services, $200 there. I'm not going to lie. I don't know exactly what qualifies as other professional services, but we have spent $136 on average every year over the last 6 years. In whatever they make us code for that, it could be overworked hours. It's lots of different things. Just more printing, $500. Teachers like to order things from the print shop, so that just allows us to do that. General supplies, this is the bulk of our money, $21,500 in there. That goes towards teachers being able to purchase from their classroom monies, and then just additional supplies. Food, non-instructional, $100, supplemental books, $2,000. Those are if we need to do like teacher book studies. Yes, it's got to describe instructional food and non-instructional food, different things. Technology, technology about $1,000 in there to buy programs, and then just other supplies, materials, $1,500. So that is our recommendation for our Section 6 budget. So do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Ms. Hobbs. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Hill. All in favor of approving our Section 6 budget, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. The last item on our agenda is just a radon update. The district did come out and complete their second round of testing. And they tested every room in the building. Some rooms got 2 tests in there. What they discovered in that round of testing was that all the rooms we were worried about on the intermediate side were fine. Except for the radon system in the intermediate hallway in Miss Reeves' classroom was not functioning. So they're repairing that. But the levels in that classroom were low. So, but it did find that 12 rooms in the primary hall had above the 4.0 average testing. When I talked with the vendor, he was out here on Friday. When I talked with him, he said that those, they fluctuate during the day and night. So during the day, radon is lower. I don't understand why, but radon's apparently lower during the day and higher at night. So they also shared that the HVAC on the primary side doesn't work. So they are,
Doesn't work in what way?
I don't
You
know.
don't get fresh air.
So I think
They
it's the
had to
same
explain
issue.
it to me.
They
Lance-
pump air
Lance
in.
explained it to me that there's 2 air systems.
Yes.
There's your bringing in, like heating and cooling your air, and then there's the fresh air system. It's the fresh air system that was off on the intermediate side, which is why our radon levels were so high, because
Yes.
the fresh air pushes the radon to stay in the ground.
And on the primary side, it's not off, it's broken. So
And
they're
the
waiting
radon
on
is
parts.
getting into the
Yes,
building.
which is included the library, which is why
Yes.
the library's 95 degrees.
Yes. So the district is waiting on pricing
But my
or
concern
waiting on
was,
quotes.
how were we supposed to know that our fresh air was on or off, or, and so we're just breathing.
So is the
out fresh
primary
air.
hall, I mean, I know the library is steamy. Is the primary hall hot? No.
See, I feel like the intermediate side's hotter than the primary side.
And I can
Yeah,
control
the-
mine.
The twin stays.
So yours is-
They're always trying to wear shorts.
But my radon's high.
I always open the.
So your radon's high, but your air
Sharon's
conditioning's
always-
okay. Yep.
Yeah, he's fine.
And I can control.
It really depends on the room. Like there is,
There's no rhyme or
there's
reason.
no rhyme or reason.
Oh, we had a box on the wall, and when you could just move it when you were hot and move it when you were cold, and
Which makes sense rather than keeping all the rooms at 85 degrees.
Yes.
And, I have no windows.
No control in your own room at all.
No.
So
Mine
why
does,
would you even
so-
bother to have one?
I don't know why.
You do.
I do though.
that box on the wall
But
is
you can only move
decorative.
it 1 degree.
That is
Like if you're
decorative,
hot, you
doesn't
move it
work.
1 degree.
No,
It
it-
cools off quite a lot. And then when you get
Uh,
cold, you move it 1 degree. So
Yeah.
nobody's allowed to touch it but me.
Yeah, it,
Boxes over and it's shop.
Yeah.
Like no one can touch it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
literally
it's
one.
bad and it makes no rhyme or reason. There used to be a unit for every classroom. And when they renovate it, they went to units in pods because they're more industrial effect, whatever. But that took away individual control of each room with that and put it under district control. So they can see it at the district and do things sometimes.
Like you just have to call every time you want.
We do, I know.
Ms. Bowers has the,
I am the HVAC gatekeeper. I text this guy named Eddie and I give him a room number and he changes it in the computer.
That's a mafia.
Yeah.
Teaching mafia.
They're like the tech tickets, whenever like something was wrong tech wise, I would do like 12 in a day. I'm like, if this still does not work, like I was saying, like.
So we have circumvented.
Yeah.
And he,
You just spend so much
fix
time
things.
there. Like, it's-
Yeah.
But mine's just broken.
yes.
So what is the plan to get it fixed?
The plan is they are working to repair the HVAC. That's the first step. Once the parts come in, that's the issue is it's a trucking everything. They can't get the parts here. So once they get them here, they're going to install them and then they're going to retest again to see does that lower the levels. They're planning right now for mitigation. So the plan move right now is they will be coming in this summer to jackhammer up our floors because they have to jackhammer from the far side from your interior wall all the way under the floor and then drill out through the outside of the building.
Cause it has to have a thing.
It has to have the full run
Mitigation system on my
Yeah,
phone.
we did.
and go up. So if they're doing this, that's why I'm glad that we are not a summer Ignite school because they are going to be jackhammering up floors.
Are
So
they gonna replace the floor?
yes, that means we will get new floors, but they're not good floors. It's the white floor that you got will be what we probably end up getting. So
So any room that's above the floor is getting.
I don't know how they choose which rooms get it. Because we have two mitigation systems. We have one in Krista's Mason's office and one in Sarah Reeves' classroom. I don't know how, there were other rooms that were elevated, so I think it relieves pressure in the area.
Okay.
Because it's getting it
Well,
under
they
the
put one in
ground.
first in Sarah's room, and then they came back and were like, it's not powerful enough, like they put one in that like, and
So
then
the
they
white
came and put a
PVC pipe
different.
that
one.
comes
out? Yes.
Uh-huh, that big pipe.
Yes.
Then they had to put a bigger one in.
Yeah.
That was all another.
So yes, so they're planning for that for the summer and getting quotes for that in the summer. But right now, they're gonna focus on getting the HVAC fixed because that's all they can really do right now. Regardless of, they can't do anything.
I
for the
will say
summer.
that Eddie says, and I do trust Eddie, he says that the person in charge of this is trustworthy.
Yes.
Like he is like, like a good person.
They,
Eddie, yeah.
Eddie's infamous.
they're,
In fact, everyone should start using him because he does anything we ask of him, like
Yes.
HVAC was. He runs his own business on the side, so if anybody wants his card, I'll give it to you.
okay.
Yeah,
Does
give
he
it
work,
to
does
me.
he work for Pay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask him.
So,
And there's no health benefits for us all just to wait until this happens over the summer?
Radar, I think.
it's
Open your
naturally,
window.
it's great. You can
will
open your windows.
window. Fresh air gets rid of the radon, so if you keep your window cracked,
Long-term exposure, like over time.
Yeah.
Like 25 years?
that's why, that's one of the Kentucky has radon everywhere.
Yeah.
That's why we have one of the highest rates of lung cancer.
Even like out Beaumont area, like real bad for radar.
The highest rate was a 7.8. Anything above 4 is considered clinically significant by the EPA. The vendor says anything below 10 is safe,
Yeah.
is what they're saying. Fayette County just really errs on EPA, and so anything 4 and above is what the EPA says is clinically significant. You need to plan for mitigation. So our highest room was at a 7.8 on the primary side, and it wasn't like the whole entire. It wasn't like all 4 second grade classrooms all were high. 3 of the 4 second grade classrooms are high, and 1's not. So it's just very, and it's like pockets. It's like 2 classrooms. 2 classrooms up towards the bathrooms were high, but then you didn't have all the kindergarten classrooms high. Like, so it's just really, there's no rhyme or reason to who popped as high.
Probably the cave underneath the school.
Yep.
that's pocketing.
So, okay. So that brings us to other agenda items. I don't see any. So we are at the motion to adjourn. Do we have a motion to adjourn? Ms. Russell motions to adjourn and Ms. Hill seconds. All in favor of adjourning our meeting, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Awesome. So our meeting's officially